Welcome to Movie Devotional Mondays. Today we're talking about Grease. Summer loving happens so fast. Oh, that sounded kind of good. Hey! So Grease focuses on the story of Danny and Sandy, two teenagers who fall in love over the summer, never to see each other again until Sandy shows up at Danny's high school. But then immediately Danny starts acting funny to look cool in front of his boys. Sandy's upset about this because she's like, where's the guy that I fell in love with over the summer? He's gone. But then it turns out like that entire cast is acting funny. Nobody's being their real selves. Rizzo and Kaneki are obviously in love and pretending like they're not. Frenchie fails beauty school and doesn't want to tell anybody about it. Honestly, it feels like the only person not pretending in this movie is Sandy. But she actually ends up changing by the end of the movie. I'll unpack that a little bit later. One of the things I appreciate about Grease is the conflict between Danny and Sandy, because the more that they reveal who they truly are, the more it puts a strain on their relationship, which is pretty typical us. The more time you spend with someone, the more chances there are of you finding something you don't like, which makes love much harder, but also makes it much more rewarding. So I look at this film and I see a story arc of infatuation to actual love. See, this is why I believe that love really can't exist without at least two qualities. One is authenticity, and two is willingness to change. You have to be able to be your full self with someone, or else they're not really in love with you, they're in love with an idea of you that doesn't actually exist. And two, you have to have a willingness to change, because nobody is really gonna be a clone copy of you. There's gonna be things about you that they're not gonna like, but because you love them back, you're willing to make those changes because you're saying, I'd rather be different than live a life without you. And this makes me think of God, because he's the only one that knows our true authentic self. He can see every thought, every action, everything we were, everything we will be, and he still says, I love you. But then on top of that, he gave us the Bible, which is 66 books of him revealing his character to us. There goes the authenticity. And then there's the willingness to change. Over 2,000 years ago, he came to earth as a man and walked amongst us. He died on the cross for our sins so that we could be in loving relationship with him. Comment down below what summer classic you want me to do next. That did sound good though, for real. Hey, you just watched an episode from my content series, Movie Devotional Mondays. If you like what you saw, I want to invite you to like, comment, and subscribe. We post this every single Monday here on this channel, and I'd love for you to stay up to date with what we've got coming up next. Hey guys, welcome to Movie Devotional Mondays. This time we're talking about Sandlot. Every single one of these kids deserves an Oscar. The movie's opening image is main character Scotty Smalls as an adult coming face to face with the largeness that is baseball. Flash back to him as a kid, and Smalls is exactly as his name describes. He's a small outsider kid who moves to a new neighborhood. He's got no friends and barely has a relationship with his new stepdad. His whole summer is set up for isolation and boredom until he meets Benny. Now, Benny is another neighborhood kid who actually invites him into the group, a crew of other kids who meet up every day to play baseball. What I love about Sandlot is all these small stories that come together to make an epic summer. It's going to the pool, it's beating the rival baseball team, it's playing baseball underneath the fireworks. It's all these things that makes an incredible nostalgic summer that makes you look back and smile. But let's talk about Benny. He's the type of dude that makes everybody better around him. None of these dudes are like uber athletic. They've all got their quirks, and one could say they all have their reasons why they shouldn't be a part of the team. But Benny is the type of dude to bring people in even when they don't belong. All of these kids are reflection characters of Smalls. They would be the outsider looking in if it were not for Benny. If it were not for Benny bringing them in. See, Benny shows Christ-like character when he's willing to fight for the outsider, when he shows the patience to teach Smalls abilities that he couldn't even learn at home. And he's willing to risk his life to get the baseball in order to save Smalls from a disastrous situation. Oh, come on. I know nowadays most of us want to be great, and I'm included in that, but very few of us are willing to be like Benny and are actually willing to invest time and energy to make sure that somebody else is great as well. I just wish there would be more people today that would be like Benny. The moral of the story is, be like Benny. Go ahead and drop in the comments below what summer classic you want me to do next.